But the most dangerous truth? Their silence isn't empty. It's powerful. It's where their transformation begins. And by the time you realize the strength they've gained, it's already too late. And now, as we move deeper, the next few truths will challenge everything you thought you knew about human connection. Especially the final three, where you'll discover why losing an Aquarius doesn't just hurt, it changes your life forever. Stay with me. What comes next might just be the most important part of this entire journey. There's something many people don't realize until it's far too late. When you hurt an Aquarius, they don't return that pain with anger. They return it with reflection. Their mind, sharp and quiet, becomes your mirror. The energy you send, they reflect it back. Not through arguments. Not through chaos. But through something much bigger. Life itself. If you give them honesty, you'll get loyalty. If you offer peace, you'll receive warmth. But if you bring chaos, if you lie, manipulate, or hurt them, they don't fight to correct you. They simply step back. They let the universe handle what you chose to break. You might not notice it at first. But life changes. Slowly. The peace you once felt starts fading. Problems appear where there were none. People distance themselves. Opportunities slip away. And all the while, you'll wonder why things are falling apart. What you don't see is that your actions toward Aquarius set a silent process in motion. A process they don't control. And neither do you. I remember someone saying, I thought I could treat them like anyone else. But now, everything in my life feels wrong. And I can't explain it. That's what happens when you damage someone who was only ever honest with you. They didn't punish you. But life did. Because when someone keeps choosing grace instead of revenge, karma notices. And it never misses. Aquarius doesn't play emotional games. They don't waste energy explaining why they're hurt. They don't try to make you understand. Instead, they return your energy without speaking. And that reflection is sharper than any words could be. You'll find yourself living inside the consequences of your own actions. What makes it even harder is their unpredictability. With most people, you expect a reaction. You expect anger or sadness. But Aquarius? They confuse you. One moment they're silent. The next they're distant. You think they'll ask questions, but they walk away. You prepare for a fight, and they give you nothing. That unpredictability isn't a strategy. It's who they are. They don't follow the script others expect. They act when you least expect it. And when they act, it's final. I knew a man who once said, I thought she'd call. I thought she'd need closure. But she never did. She just disappeared. And now, years later, I'm still wondering what happened. That's the power of Aquarius. They move without warnings. They don't explain. They don't negotiate. By the time you notice their absence, their mind has already closed the door. And while you try to figure out what went wrong, life around you begins to reflect their absence. People who once supported you start stepping back. Success feels harder to reach. Peace feels impossible. That's not random. It's the universe doing what they didn't. Balancing the energy you broke. Aquarius is like a ghost when betrayed. Not the kind that haunts your home, but the kind that haunts your mind. You'll keep looking for answers. For closure. But all you'll find is silence. And the reason they're able to do this is simple. They can read you. From the very start. Aquarius doesn't need years to understand who you are. They listen to your tone. Watch your body language. Feel the energy behind your words. And once they've read you, they know. They know where your weaknesses are. They know what you're hiding. But they don't use that knowledge to hurt you. They use it to protect themselves. From day one, they've been watching. Not because they don't trust, but because they feel deeper than most. They need to understand who's safe for their heart. And when they realize you're not, the shift begins. The hardest part? You won't even notice they've stopped caring until you feel the coldness in their silence. And by then, their analysis is done. They're not figuring you out anymore. They already have. And what they've seen tells them to let go. You might think you've hidden your flaws. But Aquarius saw them. Quietly. Kindly. And still loved you. Until you proved that love was misplaced. And when that happens, life changes for you. Not because they curse you, but because karma steps in to reveal your true self. What you tried to hide from them will soon be seen by others. Masks you wore start to fall. And the people around you begin to see who you really are. Aquarius never needed to expose you. The universe does that for them. That's why silence from them feels so loud. It's not their voice you hear. It's life itself. And what makes all of this so intense is that they hate drama. More than anything, Aquarius wants peace. They avoid conflict like it's poison. They crave understanding, not battles. But when you keep pushing, when you betray them, when you cross the line they drew in silence, they don't explode. They burn. Quietly. Slowly. And when that burn reaches its peak, they don't scream. They act. They leave. Not just physically. Emotionally. Spiritually. Completely. And when they do, it's not to punish you. It's to save themselves. People think fighting means someone cares. But when Aquarius stops fighting, stops explaining, stops showing up, that's when you've lost them. Completely. And the burn you feel when they walk away? That's karma's touch. I once spoke with a woman who said, he didn't yell. He didn't cry. He just stopped talking. And I've never felt so much pain in silence. That's the reality of hurting an Aquarius. Their silence is louder than any argument. And that silence changes you. Suddenly, your world heats up. Chaos finds you. Misunderstandings multiply. Relationships fall apart. But it's not just life falling apart. It's balance being restored. Because when you light a match to someone who only wanted peace, the universe lights one under your life in return. Now, you might think you can fix it. That you can explain. Apologize. Offer love. But Aquarius doesn't need it. Because mentally, they're stronger than most people ever realize. Their mind is a fortress. Where others crumble, Aquarius reflects. Where others panic, they think. They feel pain, yes. Deeply. But that pain doesn't break them. It teaches them. Strengthens them. Reshapes them. I met a person once who told me, I thought I destroyed him. But months later, he looked stronger than I'd ever seen. That's Aquarius. You try to break them, but their mind transforms the pain. It becomes their power. And here's the part no one warns you about. The more you hurt them, the stronger they become. Every tear they shed in silence builds a new wall in their mind. Every betrayal they endure sharpens their wisdom. And every time they choose peace over confrontation, karma lifts them higher. Meanwhile, you start to sink. Life becomes heavier. Your energy weaker. That's not coincidence. That's the universe making you carry the weight of the pain you caused. You thought they'd fall apart. But it's you who crumbles. Not them. Because Aquarius wasn't built to break. They were built to endure. And when they rise from the pain you caused, you'll feel the difference. You'll feel the loss. Not of a person, but of a connection you can never rebuild. But the truths hidden inside the final 3 lessons are deeper. More personal. And, for many, far more painful. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover next might just change the way you see not only Aquarius, but every connection in your life. Loyalty is a word many people use too easily. But for an Aquarius, it's not just a word. It's something sacred. If they choose you, they stand with you. Even when you're at your worst. Even when others would walk away. They'll be there, quietly supporting, silently believing in your potential. But what most people forget, loyalty from an Aquarius isn't unconditional. It's earned. And once it's broken, there's no way back. When you betray them, they don't argue. They don't ask for explanations. They simply withdraw their loyalty. Not slowly. Not dramatically. But completely. You might not notice it right away. Because they won't make a scene. They won't blame you. They'll just stop offering that quiet, unwavering support. And when they're gone, you'll feel it. In moments when you need a friend. In moments when life gets heavy. That's when you'll realize you lost someone who never judged you. Someone who stood by you when no one else did. And that's when karma begins to speak. It's quiet at first. Missed chances. Small setbacks. Then bigger losses. People around you start acting different. Trust feels harder to find. You search for loyalty, but you only find distance. That's the universe showing you what you lost. Because when you lose the loyalty of an Aquarius, it's not just losing a person. It's losing an energy that's rare. People often confuse silence with forgiveness. They think if an Aquarius isn't angry, it means they've let it go. But silence isn't forgiveness. It's realization. Realization that you're no longer worthy of the trust they once gave you. They might still care. But they'll protect themselves. And once they protect themselves, the universe steps in to finish what they didn't. Karma makes sure of that. But here's where things get more powerful. Aquarius doesn't seek revenge. They don't waste time thinking about how to hurt you back. They rise above it. Their focus is not on destroying you. It's on healing themselves. Becoming stronger. And that's exactly why karma fights for them. Because the universe always defends those who choose peace over war. Those who choose growth over hatred. When you wrong someone who doesn't retaliate, karma steps in. And it steps in hard. You'll start seeing strange patterns in your life. Things don't work like they used to. Opportunities fade. Friendships shift. It's not just bad luck. It's balance being restored. Because the universe punishes betrayal more fiercely when the person you hurt chose not to fight you back. Aquarius doesn't ask life to avenge them. But life does it anyway. Every quiet goodbye. Every moment they choose silence over confrontation. That's a signal. And the universe listens. It listens to their patience. Their grace. Their silent pain. And it responds, not with noise, but with events that force you to face what you did. Slowly. Uncomfortably. Completely. And while you struggle to understand why things fall apart, Aquarius moves forward. Lighter. Freer. Because they trust something most people forget. That life always repays what you give. Good or bad. And they no longer care which one you receive. Now, let's talk about something deeper. Something most people never even see. The inner world of an Aquarius. To others, they might seem calm. Maybe even distant. But inside, they hold a universe. Complex. Emotional. Raw. And very few people are ever allowed inside that private world. If you were invited in, it wasn't by accident. It was a choice. A rare, careful choice. If you've ever felt truly seen by an Aquarius, understood without judgment, that means you were inside that world. You were special, valued, trusted. But if you betray that access, if you hurt them while standing inside their heart, something irreversible happens. The door closes. Not gently. Not slowly. It vanishes. Like it was never there. You might still see them. Talk to them. But the version of them that shared their soul with you no longer exists for you. You'll sense the difference. The warmth will fade. Conversations will feel colder. Eyes that once looked at you with depth now look past you. And you'll wonder why you can't get back in. But you won't find the door. Because it doesn't exist anymore. That's the most painful part. Realizing you lost not just a person, but a connection to something rare. And you'll try to find that same connection with others. You'll look for that deep understanding. That effortless comfort. But nothing will feel the same. Conversations will feel shallow. People will seem distant. Because once you've been inside the world of an Aquarius, nothing else compares. And karma knows that. It uses that loss as a lesson. A reminder. You had magic, and you broke it. And the universe will make sure you remember that. Again and again. But it goes even further. Aquarius doesn't tolerate falseness. You can lie to others. Manipulate situations. Wear masks. But not with them. Because they sense inauthenticity like a sixth sense. It's not about what you say. It's about how you say it. The energy behind your words. The hesitation in your tone. The silence between your sentences. When they sense you're not being real, something shifts inside them. You won't even notice it at first. They won't confront you. They won't argue. But their energy will change. Their emotional door will begin to close. Because to them, truth is everything. It's their foundation. And once that's broken, the bond starts fading. Quietly. Permanently. And that change doesn't come with warnings. It comes with silence. And by the time you notice, it's too late. The warmth is gone. The connection, empty. And that's when karma steps in. Suddenly, people around you stop trusting you. Your charm doesn't work. Your words fall flat. Others sense something they didn't before. That's not coincidence. That's balance returning. Because when you deceive someone who only asked for honesty, life reveals your truth to the world. Not because Aquarius exposed you, but because the universe did. And while you're left wondering how everything slipped through your hands, Aquarius has already moved forward. Not looking back. Not waiting for you to change. Because for them, the lesson was simple. Protect their peace. And leave the punishment to life itself. But what's coming next, in the final 3 truths, may just reveal why losing an Aquarius doesn't just hurt. It transforms you. Whether you're ready for it or not. Stay with me, because the ending of this journey is the part you need to hear most. Aquarius doesn't ask for closure. That's something most people never expect. While others beg for explanations, while others need to talk, to cry, to find answers. Aquarius doesn't. When something breaks, they don't chase understanding from outside. They go within. Quietly. Calmly. They heal themselves, alone. And that silence hurts more than any goodbye. Because when someone asks for closure, it means they're still open to you. They still need you. But when an Aquarius walks away without asking, it means they've already closed that chapter. Not just the relationship, but the connection itself. They build their own ending. Without needing your permission. You'll expect them to call. To ask why you did what you did. But the call never comes. You'll wait for one last conversation. It never happens. They don't leave you because they hate you. They leave because they've accepted the truth. The version of you they trusted no longer exists. And that's when karma begins its quiet work. Because while you're still searching for control, still hoping to explain, Aquarius has already found peace. Not because it was easy, but because they chose to heal without waiting for you. And the universe mirrors that peace in their life and the emptiness in yours. I once heard someone say, "I thought she'd come back. I thought she'd need closure too. But she didn't. And that hurt more than if she hated me." That's the power of Aquarius. They don't close the door. They build a new home. And you're not invited. And here's the most painful truth. When an Aquarius lets you go, they do it without hate. Without anger. Without blame. Not because they didn't care. But because they cared enough to know that holding on would only hurt them. They release you, not to punish you, but to protect themselves. And that's what stings most. Hate feels personal. It means there's still emotion. But when they let you go with peace, it feels like you never existed in their world. You'll question if they ever loved you at all. But they did. Deeply. And that's why their goodbye is so powerful. They don't burn bridges. They don't scream. They simply stop. Like a story that ends mid-sentence. Not out of cruelty, but out of clarity. And that's when karma whispers. Missed chances. Sudden regrets. Emotional disconnection. You'll start realizing the person you lost wasn't just someone who loved you. They were rare. And you lost them not in anger, but in silence. A silence that lingers in your life long after they're gone. Because when an Aquarius lets you go without hate, your punishment is remembering their peace. And life will make sure you never forget. So if you're listening now, maybe you're someone who is lost in Aquarius. Maybe you're someone standing at the edge, feeling that silence creeping in. Or maybe you're the Aquarius who knows this story all too well. Wherever you are in this journey, remember this. Some connections are rare. Some souls only cross your path once. And if you're lucky enough to know one, treasure them. Don't wait until their silence is the only thing you have left. Because losing an Aquarius isn't just losing a person. It's losing a mirror that once reflected your best self. A piece you might never find again. So, if you felt something today, if this story touched a part of you that words can't fully explain, maybe it's time to reflect. Maybe it's time to protect what matters. Or to forgive yourself, if you've already let it slip away. If you saw yourself in this video, subscribe to the channel. Not because you have to, but because sometimes understanding others helps us heal ourselves. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share it with them. Maybe you'll help them see what they couldn't before. And remember, this is only one story. There are more truths waiting. In the next videos, we'll dive deeper into understanding real connections, real healing, and real love. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next